Alright, hello everyone. It's me. I mean, most people that watch this probably actually won't know me, to be fair. Uh, I'm overall Neo. You can just call me Neo, whatever. I am gonna be playing Deltarune Chapter 3. Really, just because it's what I thought would work for the situation. Uh, I'm gonna be playing this while I yap about some things, I guess. I thought this would just be the best thing to do while yapping about what I'm gonna yap about. I really don't have a plan or anything, I just have an idea. So, why I wanted to do this is first off, I wanted to make a video, but I don't like making. I don't like, at least anymore, I don't like making videos that don't have a purpose, I guess. I, I don't like making videos just to make videos or whatever. So, this video, what I wanted to do is just talk about, like, life and, well, I'm not sure how to put it exactly, like, inspiration, try to be inspirational, stuff like that. It's a bit weird. Uh, but, yeah, I just want to do this because I feel like it's worth it. So, this is because I've been having, not the best time in the world recently. Things have not gone the way I want to, but I I don't want to let any of it like kick me down or make me do things I otherwise wouldn't. I know that sounds like a bad thing. I mean that more in the way of something I wouldn't do unless I felt hopeless. Not a bad thing, but a thing like, for example, um, I guess I'll just say it like this. Something like getting getting a specific kind of job that I normally wouldn't want to do. Not like a bad job, but something I don't think would be good for me to do. Which is gonna. It sounds real weird, but I'm talking about stuff like really hard physical labor. I don't think I can really do any of that all that well. Uh, but there have been people that are trying to get me to do this because I can't seem to get a job anywhere else. But I don't want to do that. It's not the kind of job I think I'm made for or think I can do. I just, you know, don't think I can do it or should do it. I mean, I can do it, but it'd like destroy my body because, to be honest, my body is not built for most things most other people's bodies are. That's just how I am. Uh, but yeah, things have not been going the best, or it's not horrible. It's really just I can't, you know, find a job, do what I want. But as I said, I don't want to let that kick me down, make me super depressed or anything. I mean, yeah, sure, I'm really stressed out about it, but I don't want to be someone I'm not just because things aren't going well. So, yeah. I wanted to make this video to maybe help other people out in a time like mine. I mean, yeah, sure, I'm not at the end. I don't know if I'll be able to, if any of this is gonna work like the plan I have, but the best I can do right now is just go for it, you know? So, sorry. So, yeah, I'm gonna be inspirational, I guess. I don't know what other word to use. So, as I said, life's been hard, but I don't want to let it keep me down. Because I don't want... That's not the kind of person I want to be. I don't want to be someone who gave in to their grief, gave in to stress, gave in to anything. I want to be inspirational, I guess. As I said, I can't think of a better word for it. I want to hopefully change the world for the better in some way. I don't know how exactly I'm going to go about doing that, but it's good to, you know, just try something, see if it works, and go from there. So, when life is tough, it is hard to be yourself. You want to change, you want to be a different person because of that. You don't want to be this person who is stressed out. You want to be someone else. You want to separate yourself from your situation. And that's not healthy. I've thought about it quite a few times. I mean, when I was younger, I did it a lot. But I, you know, got older, have a bit more experience in life, and I realized all of those bad habits of trying to separate, you know, myself from my pain, or act like my pain was a different version of me, or whatever. You know, you can't let that happen. Obviously, when you're younger, you don't know any better. It's whatever. But you can't let that happen. You do have to accept your circumstances. And that's something I've really been trying to do recently. You know, just accept myself and my circumstances for what they are. 'Cause I'm not a normal person. I'm not a normally functioning member of society. I have ADHD. I have who knows how many mental illnesses. Not really diagnosed, but just, you know, a lot of things. But I accepted it. I accept it. Because if you see yourself as a different person, you're never going to be the person, you will never be the person you want to be. Because you'll get imposter syndrome. Hi, Tenna. You will feel like it's a different person still. It won't feel like it's you. You'll make a different person. Maybe you'll think it's you for some time, but then it'll not be you. Because if you keep trying to make something separate yourself from what you are, who you are, you're not gonna be you. Even in the future, when you become who you want to, you won't be that person because you'll be separated from yourself, like you were. So, don't let... Well, it is better at times to try and do that for the sake of your mental health, or whatever. You have to accept yourself. You can't treat yourself as a different person, or want to be someone you're not. You can try to become the person you want to be, but you can't currently be someone you're not. You have to be that person for yourself. If you want to be a certain kind of person, then go do it. Go out of your way to do it. Is it gonna be weird? Yes. Really weird. Like, I'm weird compared to normal people. I know that, and yes, I can't really be like this in public or whatever, but at least for right now, on the internet, on everything, I want to be this person that inspires people. I want to make the world a better place. I don't know if I'm the right kind of person for it, but that's who I want to be. So, I'm doing this video. Even though I have a really bad habit of just putting things off, this is something I want to do. It's something I've wanted to do, so I'm doing it. Yes, it's hard. Really hard. It's so hard to just go out there and be yourself. At least for someone like me. I can't...
Let's go.
It's so hard for me to... You know... be the person I want to be, because it requires a lot of effort, it requires consistency, it requires so much. But you gotta start somewhere, and am I gonna be perfect? Are you gonna be perfect? No. It's gonna be a steep slope. You will probably never reach that goal, that absolute goal. You can never truly make exactly what you want in reality, because that's just not how reality works, at least not how we understand it. We should still try our best to try and reach that goal, because it's better to reach the end of a journey knowing you tried than to reach the end and regret not trying. Sure, it'll change. You don't have to stick to the same thing forever and ever and ever and ever. You can do something different. You can change who you want to be when you learn new things about yourself, about the world. But don't ever compromise on being yourself. Don't be someone you're not. Don't be someone you don't think you are, and I don't mean what other people think you are, what you think you are. I don't think I would... I wouldn't want to be, like, a fitness influencer or whatever, because that's not who I am. I'm a guy who likes talking and likes helping people. Also, if you're wondering what all the noise is, that's my chair. It's a very creaky chair, I guess? I don't know. Anyway. I want to be this person because I know I have the capacity to. maybe you want to be something you think you don't have the capacity to do. Then go on your own journey to learn what you are capable of, and maybe do things you thought you weren't capable of. There is always room to grow. No matter what, always room to grow. Even though life is unfair, you should always treat it as if you have the time to do something. Not in the way of, like, you have the time to mess around or whatever. You should always act like you are working towards that goal. Not in the way of, like, oh, make it your whole being or whatever. Everything you do can be working towards that goal if you just see it in a specific kind of way. I mean, maybe that's a mental illness thing, like autism or whatever, but in my eyes, if you really try, you can see everything you do in a different way to see it as progress towards becoming that person you want to be. I mean, I went to college for a year and then dropped out, but I don't think that was entirely pointless. I learned a lot of things. I learned that I lack self-discipline. I learned that I lack a lot of things. I lack a lot of knowledge about the world. I'm not very capable in a real-world setting. I was shut in for most of my life and didn't really interact with that many people. That's something I need to work on. So, even though it's not easy to, I try. I am trying. And will it work out? I don't know. Oh, goddammit. I am so bad at this. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work out. No one does. But if you don't at least try, you'll never get there. You'll never be that person if you don't try. Sure, it may never work out. But there is no grand law of the world that says only this kind of person can do this, or only people who have this, who are born like this, born in this situation can do this. That's not how it works. Even though that's what a lot of people in society try to tell you, you can be whatever you want to be. No matter how foolish it is. Sure, maybe you may not get there, maybe it'll change. But you can be who you want to be if you try. If you just keep trying, you will be who you want to be. It may not be who you as a child wanted to be, but it will be who you want to be. But don't compromise and be like, oh, that's because I can't do that. You can do anything. You have to try. Don't say you can't do that to become the person you want to be. Say, I don't know. I don't know if I can do that, but I'm going to try. I mean, maybe it's not going to be the same for everyone, obviously, but you can try, always. No matter how outlandish it is, you can try. I mean, this little guy I got at the bottom right, this took me 7 hours. I'm not horrible at drawing, but I'm not, like, good at it either. It takes me a lot of time to do what others who aren't even that great, like, what you consider like an average person who draws like every now and then, it takes me longer because I'm just not very good at it. I'm also not very good at video games, or really like a lot of things. I mean, the only thing I'm really good at is being stubborn, I guess. But even though I'm not good at any of these things, I still do them. Like, that's like saying, That's like... That's like playing... You know, anyone who knows this. That's like playing Dark Souls or an Elden Ring and just being like, oh, I'm just not gonna fight this guy because I can. No. You should fight that guy. You should pour in as much time as you can to fight them. Go for it. There's no one telling you you can't aside from yourself. I mean, I know not everyone has a really flexible situation, but there is no one telling you you can or can't do something aside from yourself. You always can do something if you try. And there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Sure, it may not be the light you were looking for, because life doesn't have that many absolutes. There's a lot of uncertainty. Nothing is set in stone. A lot is uncertain. But you can try and manifest whatever kind of reality you want if you just keep going. It may not be all of what you want, but you can get some of it. You have to try. Nothing happens without trying. Trying is the thing anyone can do. I tried drawing for a few years, and I'm not horrible at it, I'd say. Like, I got better at it, but I'm not gonna be the best, like, no one ever was, or whatever. Wait, what? How do you get into this? Okay. I'm forgetting so many things. You don't have to be the best at anything. You don't have to aim for the top. You can be content not being number one or whatever. I know so many people try and tell you you have to go for that really high goal. You have to aim to do the very best every single day, all of that. No. You just have to try doing it. Do what you can. Don't do what anyone says you should be doing. Do what you think you can, and in the way that you think you can do it. Sure, push yourself, but you don't have to be number one. I don't think I could be number one at many things, because I'm just not good at that many things naturally, or, like, have a predisposition? I don't know. I don't have a lot of natural skill of anything, but I'd like to say that I made that into the best thing I could. I made it into... Sure, I may not be good at that many things, but what I can always do, no matter how good or bad I am at something, I can choose to keep going. I can choose to persist. I can choose to always get back up, try again. I don't have to, you know, sit down and be like, oh, didn't get it first try, that means it's over. I can keep going. In most circumstances, you have a lot more attempts than the world tells you you do. It doesn't have to be, oh, you've only got one shot all the time. I mean, sure, there are a lot of situations where you may only have one shot, but in day-to-day life, with a lot of things, it isn't just one chance. It's only one chance if you give up after the first. You gotta get back up. Sure, you may not be a soldier, you may not be a warrior, but you can still get back up. You may not be a battle-hardened veteran, you may not be whatever, but you can still get back up. You don't have to be... you don't have to be like everyone else in order to do the things they do. There are so many people in history who weren't like everyone else, who were probably told they couldn't do something. I mean, this is a bit of a stretch, but Albert Einstein, he had a lot of mental illnesses, but he was smart, and he did what he loved, liked doing. He did what he knew he could do, and did what he thought he was capable of. He didn't let the world tell him no. He kept going. Even though he was not a normal part of society or anything, he still did it. You don't have to be like him, though. You don't have to be really good at something. You can always offer something that no one else can. Always. Sure, you may not offer it to the same level comparatively to some extent as every other person who can do what you do. But it's still something you did. It's not something they did, it's something you did. And you should always, always appreciate that. When you do something. It doesn't have to be, oh, it wasn't as good as this other person, so it doesn't matter. No, it matters because you did it. Sure, it may not matter to anyone else, but it should matter to you. What you do should always be important to you. Because there isn't another you. No matter how many times you run across someone who can do a lot of things that you can, they still aren't you. They didn't grow up where you did. They didn't experience all the things you did. They are a different person. They're unique, but so are you. So don't let anyone else's accomplishments bring you down, because they aren't you. They can't do what you can do. Maybe you can't do what you want to do as good as someone else. But with time, there is surely a way you can do better. Surely. If you keep trying, you keep going, you don't let the world say, no, you can't do that. You always keep going, then you can do whatever you want. I mean, hopefully it's not a bad thing, but it doesn't matter what the world says. The legs are gone. Anyway, as I said, this world is not absolute. There is no certain things, so you can do what you want. There is no, in most cases, there is no one who can tell you no aside from yourself. I mean, yeah, obviously if you're doing like an interview or something, there are people who can say, well, you're not cut out for it. But that's not the same as becoming the person you want to be and all that. There is no one who can tell you you can't be that person. Because if you truly try, you can. Wait. Where the heck is it? Oh, it's here. Yeah, like, sure, people may be like, oh, you can't change the world, you can't do that. Don't listen to that stuff. don't think either that, oh, because I have this kind of talent, I should become this kind of person. No. You can be whoever you want, even if it goes against what you are, I guess, naturally capable of. It doesn't matter. There is nothing that can keep you from being who you want to be. Unless it's a really bad thing, then there's a lot. And even then, sometimes a really good thing can also be bad if you do it without thinking. So, do also practice discipline. Don't just run into anything headfirst. Do think about it. Don't just do anything recklessly. Have intelligence with it. Even if you think you aren't a smart person, you can have intelligence. There's nothing stopping you from that. I mean, sure, you may not be academically smart, but anyone with enough time can make up a plan, execute it. There's so much anyone can be capable of. I mean, that's obviously not including, like, possible disabilities and all that, but there's nothing. There is nothing stopping you. I know I keep, you know, circling back to the same thing. As I said, I don't have a plan with this. I just want to say stuff. So yeah, don't let yourself get knocked down and let people tell you you can't. Because you can. You always can. I mean, sure, maybe not right now, but if you do enough research, if you do enough whatever, you can. There is always the chance. I mean, maybe it's not as soon as you would want it to be, maybe it's not in the way that you want it to be, but there is always a chance. You just gotta take it. You just gotta see the opportunity. I mean, and obviously that's not always easy. You can't always see every opportunity, especially not in the moment. You'll realize you missed out on something. But you can still find opportunities. Even if it's not when you want, as I said. Not when you want, not where you want it, not how you want it. There is still probably an opportunity. Now, obviously, don't take, like, a bad deal. Like, make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. But you don't have to take all of the opportunities everyone else does. Okay, dirty epic. Yeah, maybe it's not the normal or standardized opportunity. Maybe it's something society doesn't generally agree upon. As I said, don't do anything bad. But just because it's something most people wouldn't do doesn't mean it's something you can't do. There are a lot of weird jobs out there. Like, a lot of people who do very specific things. And those are people who went after their hobbies, or just somehow ended up in that position. But those are people who went for it. And just, maybe they went for the flow in some parts, but they went and did their thing. Like, streamers, YouTubers, they did their thing. And if you just do your thing, you can do what you want. I mean, yeah, sure, there will be people who try and stop you, or people who think you should do something else. But if you really want to be that person that you think you can be and you want to be, then you can do it. There is always an opportunity. You can make an opportunity. You can carve your own path in the world. You can do something that no one else has done before. Sure, it may not be the exact It may not be the exact uh, thing you originally intended, but you can go for it. I mean, screw around and find out. That's usually said as a bad thing, but there are a lot of people who screwed around with stuff in the past and found out. Automated telephones happened at the time that they did because a guy, uh, like, I think it was like someone's ex or whatever, was the telephone operator. Like, they hooked up the calls from one person to another, and the girl that was controlling it didn't like this guy, so she would never direct his calls to where he wanted to go. It was for a job or something. So what he did is he figured out a way to automate it. So, out of pure spite, he made automated phone calls. Landline, at least. Sure, it would have happened at some point. I mean, obviously, there are so many things that would have happened at some point, but people did it when they did because they freaking wanted to. It doesn't matter your reason for doing something. As I said, you can do it out of pure, unfiltered spite. You can do it just because you think it'll be funny. There have been so many things that I have done just because I thought they'd be funny. Like, in a video game or whatever. Like, that's why people do, like, high school pranks or whatever. Because they think it'll be funny, and maybe they want to see people smile, they want to bring joy to someone's life. Maybe they just want to do something crazy because they can. Now, as I said, don't do anything insane. I'm not encouraging, like, insane behavior. I am just saying that if you want to do something, and if you want to be a person, and you want to do something to get there, there is a way. There is always a way. Maybe not now. Maybe not in the way you exactly want it, but there is a way. In this world, where a lot of the world is connected, whether for better or for worse, there are so many things you can do at any given moment. You just have to look for them. And this is obviously coming from a guy who I haven't done that most of my life. I was a shut-in. I just played games, whatever. You know, I went to school. I mean, I was decent at schoolwork, but I didn't like talking to people. I didn't like doing any of that. Even though I wanted to be a person who helps people, I didn't do anything like that. I mean, it's of course because I didn't think, like, you know, talking to random people would do much, but it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. You're bound to mess up somewhere. Yeah, sure, it may be a horrible mistake or something. Like, I don't know. I don't think I should bring up any specific examples or concepts, but if you truly want to change, if you want to be better from something you did wrong, you can. It won't be overnight. It probably won't be within a year, it probably won't even be within 5 years. But if you keep going every day, maybe not even every day, every week, once a week, you do something that you think will get you closer to your goal of becoming the person you want to be. That's good enough. You don't have to go all out. You don't have to, you know, make it big. You don't have to be number one. Just be the person you want to be. Don't be what everyone is saying, oh, you have to be like this if you want to succeed. Obviously, there are some things you'll have to do that you don't like. But that doesn't mean it changes who you are and who you want to be. And you can always learn from something. As I said earlier, if you see something from a different perspective, you can always get something out of it. Something that you can view as a step closer towards your goal. It may be a stretch. It may be completely insane, whatever, something most people wouldn't think of, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It just really doesn't matter. You can do... You could do whatever. It doesn't matter. You can see the world the way you want to see it. Sure, there are definitely some views on the world that can just be wrong, but that's only if you know the things that would make it wrong. It's okay sometimes to be naive, but always try and learn more. Don't stick to one thing absolutely. There are some times when you should do that, but that's only with very specific things. Be open to change. Don't have this one thing that you cannot compromise on whatsoever, because that's not how the world works. Sadly, that's not how the world works at all. You will have to be willing to adapt. But that doesn't mean you'll be any less of who you want to be. You'll just have gotten there a different way. And as I said earlier, you may not get there. Life sucks sometimes, and you don't get to do the things you want to do. You won't have enough time. It'll be unfair. But that doesn't mean you can't try. Always, always try. Because if you don't try, no one else will. No one else can be you. No one else can do the things you want to do for you. I mean, in some ways they can, but it won't be... They're not doing it for you. They'd be doing it for themselves. Don't let someone take the credit for what you want to do. Beat them to the punch. You don't have to be number one, but you can be better than that other person. Don't think of it like black and white. Two complete opposite sides. Because, as I said, you don't have to be number one, but you can be better than the person you want to be better than. You can strive to be better, but you don't have to be the best. A lot of people try and be the best, and it breaks them when they realize that they can't, or not realize that they can't, but have too many doubters or too many doubts themselves. So you don't have to be number one, but you can be better. You can always be better. It may not be the best, but it doesn't have to be. You don't have to be the best. You just have to be enough to accomplish what you want to. Now, that doesn't mean you should only do enough. If you feel like you can, you should always go above and beyond expectation. But only if you can. Don't force yourself to go past what you would normally do. That's a really bad habit, I would know. I've done that way too many times. Sure, you may obtain that goal, but you should save things like that for when it really matters. Don't overdo it just because in the moment you can. Don't entirely ignore the consequences of don't ignore the consequences of what you're doing right now and the future of it. Now, you don't have to be worrying about every little thing, don't do that, but do try and at least see a bit into the future. Don't do it with absolute reckless abandon without, any plan. I mean, some things you can do without a plan, but it doesn't have to be like a plan that you write down or whatever, just like a general guideline, whatever, just a thought in your head. It is foolish to try and do something without a plan. Like, any big goal, a lot of people will tell you this. You should plan. Don't just run headfirst into everything. It'll work sometimes, and maybe it'll be worth it. But it ain't gonna work all the time. And it will have its consequences. As I said, I would know that. I've done many things that I overdid it. I went too far, and there were consequences. I mean, in 9th grade, I literally walked too much during a gym class, and now my right calf is, like, it's not destroyed, but it hurts to walk without, like, a really long warm-up. Like, it's really tight normally, my calf. But as I said earlier, accept that about yourself. Accept that you did make mistakes. Accept that you aren't going to be perfect. No one can be. As far as anyone's aware, no one can be perfect. No matter what anyone says online about themselves, no one's perfect. It's just, that's not achievable. Never try to be perfect. Because you'll never reach that goal. It's okay to have unreachable goals, but not one about perfection. I mean, and this isn't to say that you can't try and do something quote-unquote perfectly, but don't try yourself to be perfect. Because it's just not going to work. You're going to see so many flaws, if you're self-conscious at all. It just doesn't work. So, do be cautious. Think about potential consequences, but don't let uncertainty hold you back. Yeah, don't let uncertainty hold you back, but don't be foolish. Don't be a fool. I mean, it's okay sometimes, as I said, it's okay sometimes to go all out. To not worry about the consequences, because there are times in your life where that may be necessary. Or you think that it's the only way, or whatever. And it's okay to not have everything planned. Things usually don't go to plan most of the time. And if you can't see a better way, don't feel guilty about doing something you thought of later. Because at the time, you didn't think of it. You aren't perfect. You won't be perfect. You do have to accept that. But that doesn't mean you can't be the person you want to be. You may not be the perfect image you want to be, but you can reach a point where you can say, yeah, I am as close to my goal as I want to be. Maybe I'm not 100% of the way there, but I am close enough that I feel like the effort I made to get here wasn't wasted. And most effort in anything isn't wasted. Realistically, it is impossible to waste your effort doing something. I mean, obviously, like, if you're not working towards something, then someone could say, yeah, you're wasting time, whatever. But as I said, everything you do can matter if you frame it in a specific way. It doesn't have to be black and white. It's not, oh, did this obviously help? No. Most things won't 100% work towards anything. But there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. It may not be the light you want it to be. It may not be the exact thing you wanted, but everyone's story will have an end. That is also something you should accept. There will be an end. I know it's hard to think about that, but there is going to be an end. And throughout your life, you are going to have to accept that. You're going to have to accept at some point that without doing something insane or compromising, I've got as close to my goal as I could. I did what I could. Sure, there's always things you can do, even way late in life. But there is going to have to be a point when you are done. You may not get to choose that point, but there will always be a point when you will have to say, I may not have made it, but I went on the journey, and I'm comfortable with where I'm at. Not every story ever written does the hero always win. Not most, but there are quite a few where there isn't a happy ending. There isn't a true ending like there is in so many games. But just because the goal wasn't accomplished doesn't mean the journey there wasn't worth it. If you go your entire life trying to get somewhere and you don't make it, that doesn't mean your life was nothing. It was something. It wasn't all you wanted it to be, but it was something. It doesn't have to be the best. You don't have to be number one. What matters is that you had a goal and you went for it. Not trying means you won't succeed. If you never try, you will never succeed. And if you do try, yes, you will fail. You will fail countless times. Unthinkable amounts of times. But what matters is getting back up. If you let one boss in a video game be like, oh, I can't do this, then why try anything at all? If you let one thing get you down, if you let one thing tell you no, then why do anything? Because if you let one thing control your entire life, then did you live a life? If you stopped chasing your dream because of one thing, then I would say that that's not a life you really lived. That was just you existing. If you don't chase after a goal, then I personally don't think you really lived life. As I said, it doesn't have to be number one. It could be, you could want to be the best store manager in your town. It could be the smallest town ever. And maybe he will accomplish that goal rather quickly compared to most. It doesn't matter what your goal is, big or small. What matters is that you try to get it. And if it is a smaller goal, when you attain it, that doesn't mean your journey's over. It just means you finished one part of your journey. And even with big ones, if there are checkpoints, you could say, or not checkpoints, but there are chapters in life. There are times when things change completely, or when you reach something, and that's a very video game way of looking at it, but that's okay. Being at a new point, reaching a goal, making noteworthy progress. It's okay to celebrate the small moments. You don't have to always only celebrate when you reach the big goal or whatever. You can celebrate the journey while you're on the journey. Don't let the big picture intimidate you. Don't let it make you always, I don't know, don't let it make you see the world as only a mountain that you must climb to the top, and that there isn't any breaks. You should always make sure there are breaks. And also, no one can do everything alone. Do not go throughout life not taking anyone's help. One person is only capable of so many things. Don't try and be everything you need all at the same time. You can rely on others. You can have a helping hand. But don't let the ability to have others do things for you don't let that make you compromise. Still strive for that. Sure, if you can get someone to do parts of it that you can't, that's great. But don't be like, oh, well, if they can do that, that means I don't have to worry about it. Do what you want to do. Of course. As I've been saying, do what you want to do. But don't compromise because you found someone to do something you weren't the best at. Don't be like, as I said, oh, they can do it better than I, so that means I don't have to worry about it. If you want to be that person, you have to try doing that thing. Sure, maybe you won't be the one who makes the final product of that aspect of whatever you're doing, but you should still be involved with it. You maybe didn't make it yourself, but you should still be there. Be the one guiding the goal, because it's your goal. Sure, others have their goals too. That's something you should also be mindful of. But it's your goal. Don't let other people accomplish your goal for you, or even parts of it. But it is fine to have help. Just don't be lazy and let someone do any major part of it for you. You can't do everything, but you should try to do as much as you can at least once. Try your hand at it. If you enjoy it, go for it. If you can find someone to do something that you don't like, that's fine. As long as you try it yourself first. Don't just rely on everyone around you to do what you think you can't do. You should only do that when it's something you know would either take too much time in order for you to reach your goal, or would be better done by someone other than yourself. I know this is all over the place, but I've tried my best to try and loop back around, make sure everything is covered, brought back to, all that. And I don't think there's really that much more for me to say. Go for the goal. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be small. Just go for it. You can take breaks. You can ask for help. But don't be lazy about accomplishing your goal. It's okay to take a break. But don't take a break and then be like, well, I got to this one milestone, I guess that's good for now. No, this doesn't mean all the time you have to be pushing towards the goal. But you should always have it on your mind. Don't, not literally always, but like every day you should be like, okay, I know my goal. Did anything get me closer to that today? Even in the most abstract way. Again, it's okay to ask for help, to have others do things you are not good enough at for what you want. But don't let them do it for you. I can't really think of a way to phrase it properly, but don't let them accomplish part of your goal, your dream for you. Be a part of it. Just because they're doing, like, the exact work doesn't mean you can't be involved. Always try and learn what it took from everyone who's either helping you or inspiring you. Always try and learn from them what they're doing so that you know in the end how you got there. And maybe if you don't make it to the end, you at least tried all you could to get there. And when you needed help, you asked for it, but you didn't let that help do the work entirely for you. You still learned. Learning is important. As long as you're learning, you're growing. You're moving towards a goal. As long as you're learning. I know this is all over the place, as I've said many times, but I hope this at least finds someone, anyone. If this video helps even one person, that's enough. And I'm not gonna try and say, oh, everyone should be like that. Maybe your goal doesn't really affect other people. Maybe it only affects you. But you, as I said, should not overly celebrate, but celebrate the small steps, the small milestones, the checkpoints, whatever. You should celebrate that, but don't let it distract you from your progress. You can take a break, just don't let that break stop you from continuing. And don't let celebrating dissuade you from doing more because of it being risky to go further or whatever. But do be cautious. Have some sort of plan. But it is okay, sometimes, to just go in head first and screw around and find out. What matters is that you try. Always. Above all else, trying is the most important thing you can ever do. So, that's it for me. I know I've been on this fight for like the past 30 minutes, but I've just been yapping. Thank you to anyone who watches this, and anyone who's inspired by this. Thank you for letting me inspire you. You don't have to say anything in the comments or whatever. You don't have to tell me anything. I don't have to know that you were motivated by me, or whatever. Because as long as this video gets one view, and like 30 minutes of watch time, if someone makes it 30 minutes of the video, I'm gonna say I at least got through to one person. And that's all that matters to me. You can do what you want. If you want to say something, say it. But don't feel obligated to. Only do what you're comfortable with. And always try and be the person you want to be. Always, always try. That'll be all from me. See you guys next time. Have a great day. Have a great year, month, whatever. And live your best life. See ya.